Dating back to 500 BC, hot chocolate has been a cocoa-based beverage enjoyed by many all over the world. Though the recipe may have changed over the years, not to mention the Americanization that turned the health-benefiting hot cocoa into a sweet, tasty treat full of sugar and calories, I still find it a great way to bring people together. Today, I'm going to talk about everything you need to have a hot cocoa morning experience. But first, a word from this week's ad slot, featuring a different powdery substance. Pixie sticks! Dextrose, citric acid, and artificial flavoring, all being major components of these fun-filled straws. They make toddlers who wear tiaras turn into pageantzillas.
So I'll need a carton of red pixie sticks.
I gotta warn you, these are child beauty pageant strength, okay? We're all out of pixie sticks.
Don't do me like that, Polly! I need my sticks!
They're only the biggest mess in the world when you spill all those thousands of little particles onto the floor, especially Mom's new white carpet. And look at that, they contain 0 nutritional value. I used to keep these babies in my glove box. Anytime I was feeling a little bit tired, I'd pound down a couple of them and I was up and ready to go. So I work in construction on the project management side, and I get to see and work with a lot of great hardworking people every day. There is a big divide between the field and the office people. But in the end, we are one team working on one job. We absolutely need to communicate with each other so we can trust each other and the job can run smoothly. So I always try and make an effort to bring the two sides together in a communal space. What a better way to come together than breaking the bread, hot cocoa together. In order to have this experience of hot cocoa morning, you will need to consider 5 main elements. Element 1 includes the vessels, both the cups and the carafe. You want a nice, good carafe that will keep the hot cocoa hot, because there's nothing worse than thinking you're getting a cup of warm whatever, and it being cold and nasty and gross. As for the cups, you could use normal paper cups, but these are specifically meant for hot liquids, so they don't burn your hands quite as easy. I believe they would have a lower thermal conductivity. The next element to consider is the occasion, of course. A chilly morning is best suited for this operation. Don't do this on a 90-degree day. Don't do it on the lukewarm fall day. You gotta make sure it's a chilly morning so people will really want to get into your tasty hot cocoa. You could do it any day of the year. I'm just saying, think about the weather. It's a factor. The next element is the hot cocoa itself. I use pre-mixed hot cocoa because it's very convenient. All you have to do is add hot water and mix. Bing, boom, bada, you're done. However, you could get fancy with it, starting from scratch, and you can really control the amount of cocoa that goes in and the sugar, and you can add milk, whole milk, regular milk, skim milk. The mix and the water works just fine for what I need. Next, you're going to need to consider the accoutrements. Any hot cocoa I love always had marshmallows. You could use normal marshmallows, mini marshmallows, or just the charms from Lucky Charms. Those are pretty good in hot cocoa. You can buy a 5-pound bag online on Amazon, but just be cautious because they can go stale if you don't keep them well. I only learned that the hard way when I found out 4.8 pounds of my 5-pound bag of just the charms were stale. It was a childhood dream left to die. Anyways, I digress. You can just buy normal marshmallow bits here. They're the crunchy kind. They taste very good in hot cocoa, kind of like the ones you get in the Swiss Miss little packets, but people can just shake them right on. It's a good time. So the last item you're going to need to consider when having your hot cocoa morning experience is your clientele. For me, it's an obvious choice. The hard construction workers that I see every day. For you, it might be your morning Bible study, or your power walking club, or even just fellow parents that you're sitting with at the bus stop in the mornings. It's doing little things like these and giving people the space to interact with one another on even grounds that makes the day just a little bit better. My dad always told me it's important to put good into the world, that it might be the little things in their day that make people smile. It might be cheesy, but it's gratifying. I mean gratifying. And in the case of this hot cocoa experience bag, it's also very tasty.